Hi everyone, welcome to the new normal. I'm your host Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa, and today we have Crypto Rich joining us to share about some exciting projects that he's been looking into. If you guys haven't checked out his channel yet, please go do that. There's a lot of, looks into all these different projects, and then you can decide if that's something that's right for you. Rich, how are you doing today?
Lisa, I am very, very well. Thank you so much for having me back on again.
Absolutely.
And it's great to be on. And for people who are watching, and if you're connected to one of the projects that I'm talking about, please subscribe to Lisa's channel because she does great stuff all about mass adoption, which is to do with the projects that I'm going to be talking about.
Right. So we're having this focus is going to be on privacy. You've done a lot of research, and there's an association that you were showing me, and these projects are supporting each other and building this ecosystem. So, what are some of those projects, and where do you see them contributing to this space?
They all have their different features, but there's four in particular that I'm going to talk about that I think are doing really, really well, and are going to continue to do really well. And in altcoin season, we're going to have ridiculous returns because I was in altcoin season in 2017 and saw what happened here. And I think this is still early because these projects are under the radar. People don't know about them. And the first one I'm going to talk about is BitTube, BitTube.tv. And BitTube is a censorship-resistant platform. So you and I, we have both had our travails with YouTube. Right? Right? And BitTube was set up by a guy called Saber Murrum, and he wanted to set up a platform where people were free, could be free to express themselves without fear of being censored because they got a point of view that's unpalatable to the powers that be. Mm-hmm. So what they're setting up a whole social ecosystem and a censorship-resistant to Twitter, censorship-resistant live streaming platform, which is BitTube.tv, and then BitTube.video. BitTube.video is going to be on the PeerTube protocols, completely decentralized. And videos uploaded onto that can't be taken down because there's no central point of control. And I've been posting on there for ages and ages. They also have a coin called Tube. And what Tube does is it pays you just for going on the internet. So I have the airtime system, which is a little extension added onto my Brave browser or my Chrome or Firefox browser. And when I go on the internet, I just accumulate airtime and then I earn Tube. Now, I don't earn a lot of Tube, maybe 1 to 2 Tube a day, but over the course of a year, the Tube that I've earned is worth about $1,000 now.
Wow.
Yeah. And now, if people wanted to combine that with the Brave browser, well, then you're earning through Brave, and then you're earning through Tube. And then Tube, you can send Tube to channels, on BitTube.tv or BitTube.video. If you want to reward content creators, you'll be able to send them Tube coins and stuff. It's a privacy-focused coin. So censorship resistance. And as long as it's legal, then it can go on the platform.
Wonderful. Do they have a streaming option as well?
They do. I'm not sure because I don't do any live streaming. I've never used it. Right. I think that's going to be BitTube.tv. And also, I'm not sure if it's going to be on BitTube.video. But there's other things that they're doing. They are launching a Zoom equivalent, but that's going to be encrypted, decentralized. Because there's all sorts of concerns about Zoom and Skype because they're owned by large corporations. But this will be a decentralized, encrypted, peer-to-peer communication platform. That's BitTube.space. And the other thing about Tube that I really, really like is it's privately funded. Saber is funding this project out of his own pocket, out of his commitment to censorship and freedom of expression. So there was no ICO, there was no pre-mine. It's a proof of work coin, no fundraiser or anything. He's got other companies or another company that does work in the corporate sector, and that provides the revenue for the BitTube project. So for me, there's something very clean about that because he's not asking for money for people.
There's no handout. It's not a hustle. It's about creating the tool that's going to help with that privacy and decentralized. That's really awesome. Yeah, I'll have to check out BitTube and see if I can figure out how to stream. That's been one of my challenges. Is some platforms are a little more user friendly than others, so it'll be interesting to me to check that out and see if.
Sure. What you could do is join the Discord group, and this is for anybody, right? Not just Lisa. Join the Discord group, ask your questions there, look into it, check it out. Get yourself an airtime app and earn Tube coins just for going on any website on the internet. And then ask there. And I find it very easy to upload onto bittube.tv.
Okay, good.
It's much simpler than YouTube even.
Oh, well, I would love that. Just having that option, I think we really have to do the work of, and that's where I love your channel where you've done the work and looked into these projects, and then we can see, which ones we want to choose to implement in our life and moving forward, because I think that's where we need to be moving to, and hopefully community finds freedom in that as well, and they want to go to those kind of platforms too. So thank you. That's a great tip.
Yes. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about, so one allows passive income. Another one has exploded like 1,200% or more this year. And the other one is more private than Monero. And the Monero dev team have said that. Wow. So the first one that allows passive income is Sentinel, which is a decentralized VPN. So a VPN, virtual private network, means that data that goes in and out of my computer is encrypted. People can't snoop on it. And look into it. But VPNs are centralized companies. So the risk there is they could be captured by regulations because the government can say, okay, you've got to share your data with us. Mm-hmm. Or because they use closed source technology, we don't know what backdoors there are and who they're sharing the information with. Or they can be hacked because they have central points of failure. But Sentinel are launching a decentralized VPN, which means that anybody can download the application. They've just launched mainnet, download the application, contribute their bandwidth to the VPN protocol, to their protocol. And that way, by contributing bandwidth, you're earning cryptocurrency because people are paying you for that service. Mm-hmm. You can also stake their coins. And so you're being paid for staking. And then because it's fully decentralized, there's no point of failure. You could take down this node, but you still got all these other nodes. You could take down this node as well, but you still got all these other nodes. So it just hops. And then the other thing about it is that it's open source, so people can see the technology. Plus businesses and individuals can set up their own DVPNs on the Sentinel protocol. And one centralized VPN is using or is going to use Sentinel's DVPN protocol for their own VPN service. And some of the revenue that those businesses pay for using the protocol, they pay on the blockchain or whatever, gets shared out with the Sentinel coin holders. So for the Sentinel coin holders, you've got three sources of revenue: lending out bandwidth,
staking,
yes, and also revenue share from as it grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. And with increasing authoritarianism with governments all over the world, you're going to have increasing take-up of DVPNs. And something else about Sentinel is that right now, their DVPN is free. It's free. So you go to their website, sentinel.co, you download it, install it. It works on Android and Windows and Linux and Mac. Not sure it works on iOS, but I've got a solution for that. And right now it's just completely free. And the solution for that is Velocity DVPN, which you can find on Google Play Store or the Apple Store. That's a DVPN that uses the Sentinel protocol. It works on iOS, it works on Android, and it's free.
Wow. That's pretty exciting. I mean, hearing more options about security, freedom, and the decentralization is really exciting. And I think passive income is going to be a huge part of the future going forward. So you kind of checked all the boxes with that one.
Right.
What else do you have to tell us about?
Okay, the other one is ether1.org, and ether1 is one of the top, was recently one of the top 5 trending cryptocurrencies. And I kicked myself because I knew about this project for about a year. By the way, I've been connected with these projects for a while now. I think Pirate Chain, a couple of months after it launched in August 2018, I've been covering that project, and I'll talk about that one. That's the one that's more private than Monero. But Ether1, I knew about it about a year ago when it was silly pennies to buy. And since then, it's just exploded. And how come it's exploded is because of all the censorship, taking down Parler, all the other stuff that's going on, or we don't like your website, or you get cancelled because you think, I don't know, something quite sane and rational that people should be able to express themselves. No, we can't have that, right? we can't have expressions, we can't have dissidents expressing their views.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is the Soviet Union after all, right?
Right.
So what Ether1 is, it's a decentralized protocol for hosting websites. It uses the interplanetary file system, and it's a decentralized community project on a shoestring, right? It's self-funded. They have no money. They have no money. They have no money for marketing.
It's all the developers that believe in the project that are like volunteering their hours and working together to create this. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. And you host websites on the Ether1 protocol, and those websites can't be taken down because they're on distributed, decentralized servers. So, Parler could have moved over to Ether1. Now, there are other cryptocurrencies that are doing the same. Filecoin, I think, is doing something similar. What I've been told, now I don't know a lot about Filecoin, but what I've been told is that Ether1 has far more functionality and is a lot cheaper. A lot cheaper. I think the tokens are about 13 cents at the time of recording, and they were like a tenth of a penny a year ago or something, or even at the beginning of this year, something ridiculous. Wow. So that has exploded. So you got censorship-resistant content creation platform. You've got a censorship-resistant decentralized VPN. You've got censorship-resistant file storage and web hosting. So now all we need is a censorship-resistant, fully decentralized, completely private cryptocurrency, Pirate Chain. Now, Pirate Chain is a proof of work.
It is proof of work. Okay.
Proof of work. Ether1 is also proof of work, by the way. Sentinel was ERC20. It's moved over to Cosmos. It's proof of stake. And let me go back a bit.
You're good.
So Pirate Chain is proof of work, open source, no dev fund, no team fund, no ICO. They just released the code. It's a fork of Komodo. And what happened with Komodo was a few of the devs were tinkering around with the blockchain. A little bit like I imagine a mechanic lying underneath a car, tinkering around with the mechanics at the underside of a car, right, to work out how it works and improve it a little bit, right, make some tweaks. They did that with the blockchain. They were wondering, is it possible for every single peer-to-peer transaction to be protected by ZK Snark? So it's completely invisible. So it is. They came up with Pirate Chain. And there is no data on the blockchain to analyze apart from the mining rig to the first wallet. That's the only transaction you can see. And that's to make sure that the miners don't cheat by printing extra coins for themselves, right?
Right.
But after that, let's say it goes from the rig to your wallet, Lisa, because you're mining it on Equihash algorithm. Nobody can look inside your wallet. Nobody can tell what went in, apart from the rig. Nobody can tell what goes out.
That would really be good for people's safety as well. I mean, as these cryptocurrencies, as we're going into this next bull run and the markets are going up and you do have all this open, you can get on. I had an interview with somebody just the other day and he said he was able to track the wallet that hacked him and stole from him, and he's like, now I'm sitting there watching these millions and millions of dollars, and I'm thinking, well, if
Ah,
someone's able to identify a wallet and connect it with an individual, it's a safety concern, you know? So,
yeah. And it's also a commercial concern. So, for example, if I'm paying for a car to be fixed and I send them Bitcoin, well, then a competitor garage can look inside the wallet and see how much money this business is making.
great point.
And they can also see, when I pay for something via PayPal or from a bank account, bank transfer, the recipient can't look inside my account,
Right.
but you can do that with crypto. You
Can as
can't do you can't do it with Pirate Chain. It's completely invisible and secure. And one of the ways that Monero is not as private as Pirate Chain, because Monero is really good privacy, is to do with the anonymity set. So the way I think I talk about it is as a haystack. So you've got a haystack and you've got to find the needle. And the anonymity set is the haystack. The larger the haystack, the harder it is to find the needle.
right.
Now, Monero's anonymity set is 11.
Oh, okay.
The Pirate Chain's anonymity set is about, well, last time I looked, about 350,000 and growing.
Wow.
Because every transaction adds to the anonymity set. So it just gets more and more private and secure and more private and secure. It's also completely resistant to proof of double spend attacks because it uses Komodo's delayed proof of work algorithm. What that means is every 10 minutes, because I'm not technical, right? But every 10 minutes, all the transactions on the on the Pirate Chain blockchain are hashed onto the Komodo blockchain.
Oh, okay.
And then every 10 minutes, those transactions on the Komodo blockchain are hashed onto the Bitcoin blockchain. So to attack Pirate Chain, you need 51% of the computing power of Pirate Chain, plus 51% of the computing power of Komodo, plus 51% of the computing power of Bitcoin.
Wow.
Who's got that? It ain't worth it. It's too much hassle.
Yeah.
Go and do a 51% attack on Beam, which I think happened a few weeks ago, or on Verge, or one of the other smaller privacy coins, because they're susceptible to it. So Pirate Chain, supreme privacy, no data on the blockchain to be analyzed. It's fast, secure, and it's a founder member of the Blockchain Privacy Security Adoption Alliance, and it enhances people's freedom to transact and exchange information without oversight by others.
Amazing. I am so excited to go look into these projects even more. Thank you for giving us kind of that wrap up of all the strengths of each of them. I really think it's exciting seeing these, we're talking about freedom here, and having privacy, like you said, is critical to freedom. And so I really appreciate you sharing all these projects with us. And you guys, once again, go check out my friend Crypto Rich's channel. Soak up all of his knowledge, and learn more about projects and freedom. And we will be back again with my buddy pretty soon here. So, Rich, take care. Thanks for being on.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lisa.